Alright, let's talk Fords. I'm Roy, 35 years with my head under blue ovals, and around the shop, they just call me Mr. Ford. Let me paint you a picture you might know too well. It's a cold morning, you're already running late, you turn the key, and you get nothing. Maybe a click, maybe a slow, tired crank, then silence. So you call somebody, they come jump you, or you buy a battery and you're out $100, $200 in half your day. Now here's what'll make you crazy. A whole lot of the time, there was never a thing wrong with that battery. The problem was a $1 box of baking soda would have fixed in 15 minutes sitting right there in your kitchen the whole time. That crusty corrosion on your battery terminals strands more Fords in more parking lots than half the electrical parts under the hood combined, and a $1 box neutralizes it clean. So today I'm giving you 12 real things that box of baking soda does for your Ford, starting with that one. The one that'll save you a tow. And here's the thing to understand about why it works. Because it's the whole secret. Baking soda is a base. The opposite of an acid. That's exactly why it's the right tool for some jobs and useless for others, and I'll show you both. And I'll be honest with you, the whole way, same as always. Where it's a genuine miracle, I'll tell you, and where the internet's overselling it, I'll tell you that too. Some of these 12 will honestly save you a repair. A couple are just handy to know. And one of them, I've got to walk back a little, because it is not the permanent fix folks online claim it is. You'll know which one when we get there. Grab a pen, let's get into it. So number one, the big one, the reason this box belongs in your garage. Cleaning corroded battery terminals. That blue-green, white, crusty fuzz built up on your battery posts and cable clamps is acid, plain and simple, and it's building a wall between your battery and your truck. Your battery can be perfectly good, and that corrosion will still leave you dead in a parking lot because the power can't get through. And here's how you know that's your problem before you spend a single dime. If your Ford cranks slow, or you get that rapid click, click, click when you turn the key, or your dash lights dim way down, and you pop the hood and see that crust on the posts, that right there is your tell. 9 times out of 10, a shop or a parts counter will hand you a $200 battery when a 15-minute cleanup would have had you running. Clean the connection first, always, before you condemn the battery. I couldn't begin to count how many perfectly good batteries have gone in the trash over nothing but a dirty terminal. Here's the fix. Start to finish. Make a paste, a couple spoonfuls of baking soda, and just enough water to make it like toothpaste. Now, before you touch anything, this is battery acid we're dealing with, so wear some gloves and don't rub your eyes. If any of that corrosion gets on your skin, wash it right off. And if it ever gets in your eyes, flush them with water and get help. It's acid, so treat it like acid. Disconnect your cables. Negative first. Brush that paste right onto the corrosion with an old toothbrush and watch it fizz. That fizzing is the baking soda neutralizing the acid, turning it harmless right in front of you. That's real chemistry doing its job. The base meeting the acid and turning it into nothing but a little harmless salt, some water, and the gas you're watching bubble off. And that's exactly why it's safe. You're not adding another harsh chemical to the mess, you're canceling one out. Scrub the posts and the inside of those clamps till they're clean metal, rinse it off with a little clean water, and dry it completely. Then, and this is the step everybody skips, put a little dielectric grease, or one of those cheap felt anti-corrosion washers on before you reconnect to seal the moisture out so it doesn't come right back in 3 months. One caution, and it matters. Keep that baking soda paste on the outside terminals only. Don't go getting it down inside the battery cells if you've got the older kind with caps, because in there it would neutralize the acid the battery actually needs to work. Outside, it's a hero. Inside, it kills your battery. 15 minutes, $1, and you just saved yourself a tow and a battery you didn't need. I had a woman come in near tears one time said her month-old battery was already dead and the parts store wanted to sell her another one. I popped her hood, both terminals green and crusty as an old penny. 5 minutes with a little baking soda paste and a brush, cleaned it up, sealed it, and that truck fired right off. Her battery was fine. It had been fine the whole time. Somebody very nearly sold her a second one she flat did not need. That right there is the whole reason I lead with this trick. Number 2, while you're right there, clean the battery tray and the cable ends. When a terminal's been weeping acid, it drips down and corrodes the metal tray, the battery sits in and eats at the cable ends too. Same paste, same brush, neutralize it and rinse it, and you stop the rot before it eats through your tray or ruins a cable. 2-minute add-on that saves you a bigger repair down the road. And while we're on electrical, that same neutralize and clean works on other corroded ground connections too. The ground strap that runs from your battery to the body or the engine block. A corroded ground is behind more weird Ford electrical gremlins than most folks ever realize. Flickering lights, gauges acting up, a hard start for no reason you can find. Clean that connection the same way, bright metal to bright metal, and a whole bunch of ghosts in the machine just quietly disappear. Number 3, deodorizing the cab. And this is the one your whole family will notice. Baking soda doesn't cover up a smell, it absorbs it. Sprinkle it good over your cloth seats, your carpet, and your floor mats. Work it in a little with your hand and let it sit a few hours or overnight if the smell's bad. Then vacuum it all up. It pulls out musty, smoke, pet, and old food smells right at the source. A used truck that came to you smelling like the last owner. This is the first thing I'd do before you waste money on those hanging trees that just fight one smell with another. And the reason it works when those sprays and trees don't is simple. A spray just puts a stronger smell on top of the bad one, and in a day, the perfume fades, and the stink's still sitting right there. Baking soda actually traps the odor and holds onto it, and then you vacuum it out, and it's gone for good. You're removing the smell, not burying it. Number 4. Same idea for your trunk or under your back seat, wherever a smell's living. Leave an open box back there or sprinkle and vacuum. That musty spare tire well smell, the gym bag corner, it knocks it right down and keeps knocking it down for weeks. Number 5, upholstery and carpet stains. For a spot, not the whole seat, make a light paste and work it gently into the stain. Let it dry, then brush or vacuum it out. It's a mild abrasive and an odor killer at the same time, so it lifts a lot of everyday stains, coffee, soda, muddy boots, and takes the smell with it. Blot don't soak and let it do its work. And because it's killing the odor while it's lifting the stain, you're not left with that clean but still smells situation the store foams leave you with. Number 6, cleaning your dash and your vinyl. On the hard plastic and vinyl surfaces, a little baking soda on a damp cloth cleans off the grime and the greasy film without scratching because it's a fine, soft abrasive. Wipe it on, wipe it off clean, don't leave any residue behind. On anything leather or leather look, test a hidden spot first and follow up with a proper conditioner because you don't want to dry it out. It's that same fine, gentle grit that makes it safe on so many surfaces. Soft enough, it won't scratch. Tough enough to cut the film. Just remember the rule, damp cloth, wipe it right back off. No residue left behind to dry chalky on you. Number 7, those cup holders and the console. 15 years of sticky soda and spilled coffee welded into the bottom of a cup holder you can't reach. A little paste on an old toothbrush scrubs that gunk loose where a rag just smears it, and it takes the sour smell out of there while it's at it. Number 8, your rubber floor mats. Pull them out, Sprinkle baking soda over them, scrub with a wet brush, and rinse. It cuts the ground-in dirt and the salt and the smell, and your mats come back looking years newer. Cheapest floor mat detailing there is. And on the rubber all-weather mats especially, it pulls that ground-in winter salt and grit up out of the grooves where a hose alone just runs right over the top of it. Number 9. Chrome and light rust. Here's where being a soft, non-scratch abrasive really pays off. A baking soda paste cleans your chrome bumpers and trim and lifts light surface rust spots without scratching the chrome the way a harsh scrubber would. Gentle circles, rinse, buff dry, and old bright work comes back to life. Number 10, and here's one where I've got to be straight with you, same as I always am. Foggy, yellowed headlights. Yes, baking soda paste will scrub some of the haze off, and they'll look better for a little while. But I'm not going to let you believe it's permanent, because it isn't. Just like the toothpaste trick, you're buffing the surface, and it'll haze right back over because there's nothing sealing it. If your lights are truly yellowed, do it once and do it right with a proper restoration kit that finishes with a UV sealant. Baking soda's fine for a quick cleanup before a road trip. It is not the lasting fix, and anybody telling you different is selling you a kitchen myth. Number 11. White walls, scuffed rubber, and grimy bumpers. That same gentle scrub cleans up dirty white wall tires, scuffed up rubber trim, and road-filmed plastic bumpers. Mild enough it won't hurt the surface, strong enough to cut the grime. A bucket, a brush, and a box, and the outside of an old truck cleans up sharp. And here's one more outside job that catches folks off guard. Bird droppings. Those are acidic, and left baking on your paint in the summer sun, they will etch a permanent mark right into your clear coat. A little baking soda paste neutralizes that acid and lifts the mess off safely, without you scrubbing at your finish with something harsh. Get to it soon before the sun bakes it in and you save yourself a blemish that never comes out. And number 12. A garage, one every truck owner needs. When you drip oil or transmission fluid on the garage floor or the driveway, don't let it soak in and stain forever. Sprinkle baking soda over the fresh spill. It soaks the oil up. Then let it sit and sweep it up. For a big puddle, cat litter does the heavy lifting, but for the everyday drip, that box handles it and keeps your concrete from looking like a mechanic's floor. It works because it's just plain absorbent, and it neutralizes the smell of the oil while it's at it, so your garage quits smelling like a stack of shop rags too. Now, let me give you a bonus that's about safety, and I want to be careful and honest about it, because this is one people get carried away with online. A box of baking soda can smother a small grease or electrical flare-up on your workbench, say, because it releases carbon dioxide that starves the little flame. So keeping a box in the garage isn't a bad idea. But hear me clearly, baking soda is not a fire extinguisher. It will not handle a real fire, it will do nothing for a fuel fire, and if anything is actually burning on your truck or in your garage, you get yourself clear and you call the fire department. The thing that belongs in your truck and your garage is a real rated fire extinguisher. The baking soda is for a spark on the bench, not for a burning vehicle. Know the difference, because it matters. I put that in here because I've seen the videos telling folks a box of baking soda is all the fire protection they need in a garage full of gas, oil, and a hot engine. That is dangerous advice, and I will not pass it on to you. Keep the box for a spark on the workbench. Keep a real, rated extinguisher for everything that actually counts. And that ties into the honest nevers. Because a base is the wrong tool as often as it's the right one. If you saw my video on vinegar, here's the other half of that lesson, and it's the most important thing I'll say today. Your battery corrosion is acid, so baking soda, a base, kills it. Vinegar is an acid, so it does nothing there. Same battery, opposite tools. Get those two straight in your head and you'll always reach for the right box. Honestly, it's the single most useful thing to understand about half the cheap fixes out there. Half the jobs want an acid, half want a base, and reaching for the wrong one either does nothing at all or makes a real mess. Learn which is which, and you've leapfrogged most of the folks arguing about it in the comments. And a couple more nevers. Baking soda does not belong in your gas tank or your oil to clean your engine or boost your mileage. That's nonsense. It does nothing good in there. So don't let anybody talk you into it. And go easy using it on your painted clear coat. It's a soft abrasive, softer than most, but any abrasive scrubbed hard enough and often enough can dull a soft finish, so use it gently and rinse it well. And one more honest one. Don't go dumping a whole box into your carpet and leaving it a week thinking more is better. Too much work deep down into a carpet or a seat can be a real bear to fully vacuum back out, and it'll leave a white haze that mocks you. A good sprinkle, a few hours, a thorough vacuum. That's the recipe. Because it all comes back to the same thing it always does with me. A Ford doesn't owe you anything you didn't put into it. A $1 box, used with a little know-how, cleans your terminals, freshens your cab, details your interior, and keeps your chrome bright, and the single biggest thing it does is keep you from getting stranded and from buying a battery you never needed. That's the whole game. The little things, done cheap, done right, are what let a truck give you the big miles. And think about the plain math on just that first trick. A tow is $100. A battery you never needed is $200 more on top of it. A $1 box and 15 minutes stands between you and both of those 4 or 5 times over the life of a truck. That is not a kitchen gimmick. That's real money staying right in your pocket where it belongs. So if you're keeping a few of these, this is where you take a picture of the screen. The battery terminal cleanup, keeping the paste out of the cells, sealing it with dielectric grease after, the deodorizing sprinkle and vacuum, and the acid versus base rule with the vinegar. Those alone are worth the $1 and the 15 minutes 100 times over. And keep that box somewhere you'll actually see it in the garage, because a tool you forgot you own is a tool that never saved anybody a dime. Now I want to hear from you. What's your Ford? How many miles is on it? And have you ever been stranded by a corroded terminal when the battery was fine the whole time? Come on, tell me your story, the good and the ugly. The comments are open. And if there's a cheap kitchen cabinet fix that saved your bacon, drop it below. I read every one, and half of what I know I learned from owners just like you. Look after your blue oval, and it'll look after you. I'm Roy. I'll see you in the next one.